on the softball diamond, we only have one senior on this year's team, and this senior is Caitlin Dills. Caitlin is escorted by her parents, Tommy and Kelly Dills, her sister Cora, and brother Cade. Caitlin lives in the Bryson City community. Some of her honors at Swain High include National Honor Society Vice President, also a member of the Ridge Runner Court, and as a class superlative, most likely to bleed maroon and white. Some of her athletic endeavors at Swain High include basketball all 4 years and softball all 4 years as well. Caitlin's fondest athletic memory is any moment spent on the softball field with my teammates. Caitlin would like to take this opportunity to thank my family for supporting me, my coaches and teammates for believing in me and pushing me and making these 4 years of softball my favorite. Also, she thanks God for blessing me with the ability to do what I love with people I love as well. Ladies and gentlemen, our senior, Caitlin Dills. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Lady Devils softball here on a gorgeous Tuesday afternoon on Senior Day here at Swain County High School. Our Lady Devils ready to rock and roll against the Ayers Wildcats. And the first pitch could be an easy out number one, and it is. As already Kinsey Gunner of Andrews High School has hit a high pop-up, and coming out is Callan Brown from right behind the plate to catch it on pitch number one for out number one. So that's the way the defense likes it. One pitch, one out. They don't have to work a lot. And, of course, our pitcher don't have to throw all that many strikes here. As, again, Taylor Day is in the pitcher circle here this afternoon, number 22. The junior who is having a really solid season, 5-5 on the year with a 3.73 ERA. Swing and a miss for a strike. Hitting now for Andrews is Cabrina Shanti. As she steps in, the number 2 hitter, and right behind her is going to be Bethlyn Jones, playing for the Andrews Wildcats, and head coach Ken Soulsby, assisted by Mike Trammell here this afternoon. Now the windup and the throw is going to be in, fouled off for a strike. So one down, nobody on, and we're just getting underway in the softball game. Now in the baseball game next door in the first inning, our Maroon Devils are trying to get some runs on the scoreboard as Andrews leads in that game 1-0. And by the way, that game is being broadcast live with Coach Jeff Barr over there on the call. Pitch in the dirt is going to be for a ball. Again, from our pitcher, Taylor Day, in the circle this afternoon. Taylor has 55 strikeouts to 21 walks. She knows how to get the ball in the strike zone. And I'm sure our Lady Devils would like to come up with a big win. There's a well-hit ball into right field. It's going to be caught. Easy catch out there. Fly ball into right field. And flagging it is going to be Sis Smith out there, our sophomore right fielder. 2 down now, quickly here on the top of the first inning. Our Lady Devils looking at the Smoky Mountain Conference softball standings. Hiawassee Dam undefeated and number 1 in the state. They're 9-0 in conference play, 11-0 overall. And then it's a real tight race for second. Robbinsville is 7-3. Rosman 6-3. And our Lady Devils also at 6-3 in conference play. Pitch in. Going to be low for a ball. Following our Lady Devils in 5th place is Hayesville, tied with Andrews at 6-5. One of our losses this year coming to Andrews in a game that I know didn't make Coach Toby Burrell happy. That was his only loss to Andrews in his entire coaching tenure, as the pitch is in for a strike. In that ball game, Andrews took a 4-2 win over our Lady Devils. Lisa Smith had a solo home run. Sydney Call drove in the other run for our Lady Devils. We had 9 hits, but just couldn't string together any hits to get some runs in. Pitch in for a ball. We only gave up 1 earned run in that loss to Andrews earlier in the season, and that was a solo home run by Kinsey Gunner. And Kinsey has already popped out to the catcher here. We have 2 out. 2 out as we saw Cabrina Shanti fly to right field for out number 2, and nobody on. Swing and a miss. And that's going to be 2 quick strikes on Bethlyn Jones, the number 3 hitter. So 2 out, nobody on, and Bethlehem batting. The cleanup batter is going to be Savannah Sutton right behind her, as we have partly cloudy skies here on a really mild Tuesday afternoon. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So our Lady Devils, and again, pitcher Taylor Day getting it done on the top of the first. 1, 2, 3. We'll be batting in the bottom of the first inning when we come back after this. Fans, welcome back. We've played 1/2 inning here at Swain County High School in Lady Devils softball. Our Lady Devils 3 up and 3 down. Defensive good job in the first inning, and great pitching out there as well by Taylor Day. Nobody reached base for the Ayers Wildcats, and now we're batting here on the bottom of the first inning, obviously with a 0-0 score. An update over on the baseball diamond. Our guys are getting ready to score. Bases loaded with 2 out now, and a 1-0 Andrews lead in baseball. Pitch in for a strike. Leading off here is going to be Grace Cabe, sophomore, hitting .349 on the season. Grace has scored 12 runs on the year. One of our sophomores on this team. And this is we talked about Senior Day earlier, and again, we want to honor our only senior, Caitlin Dills. There's a high pop-up. Dropping back is going to be the shortstop for Andrews, and pulling in that one in is going to be Erica Griggs. So easy out number 1 off the bat of Grace Cave. That one went a mile in the air for 1 down. Aaron Jenkins batting now, hitting .342, our junior left fielder, wearing number 25. But talking about the way the membership is on this softball team, only 1 senior, that being Caitlin, honored today before the game. But this is a junior team. 10 juniors on this team, 4 sophomores, 2 freshmen. There's a slap hit, and it's going to be caught. Charging hard from third base down there. Good job over there defensively from Kenzie Gunner for Andrews for out number 2. So just a couple of pitches here, and already we have 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Nobody on, or 2 out. And now Sydney Call is going to be hitting .400. She has 9 RBIs on the season, or 9 runs scored, 9 RBIs and 9 runs scored as well for Sydney. There's a well-hit ball. This one is going to go to the fence. It's going to be a one-hopper off the left field fence. Coming around first, going into second with a stand-up double is going to be Sydney Call, our junior, who has really been playing well lately. Very hot after starting the season 0-9 at the plate. Sydney has responded by going .500 over her next 8 games to raise her season average all the way up to .400. And as you just saw, a slam into the left center field fence for a stand-up double by Sydney Call. Getting it done here. So now runner on second with 2 out. Pitch in the dirt for a ball. Sydney jumps back over to second base. So now 2 down. And again, over in baseball, a quick update. Things are now tied 1-1 between our Maroon Devils. There's another well-hit ball between the gap in left and center. A run will score. Rounding first. Coming on in to second base with another stand-up double is going to be Shani Catalster. So 2 stand-up doubles in a row, and both going to very close to the same alley between left and center field, off the fence, back-to-back by Sydney Call and Shani Catalster. Shani getting that RBI as well. So we lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. As now Caitlin Dills, talking about our only senior, coming to the plate. Pitch high for a ball. So again, congratulations to Caitlin, hitting .250, 5 RBIs on the season. Playing here on Senior Day. Talking about games coming up, we have Murphy coming up on Friday. Murphy really struggling this year. I'm not sure I've seen Murphy struggle this much in a season. They are 2-7 in conference play, 2-10 overall. We have Murphy coming up on Friday. And then next week we have a doubleheader with Rosman and Cherokee on the road, all next week on the road. Then we finish on the road with a regular season at Robbinsville and at Hiawassee Dam. And they're just ahead of us in the standings. Robbinsville 7-3 in conference play. Hiawassee Dam girls, as we mentioned, can they be caught? That's the question mark. Hiawassee Dam 9-0, number 1 in the state. 1A poll. Pitch in, foul ball, and it's going to be no play. We have a runner down at second base who just had the only RBI of the ball game. That's Shani Catalster, our sophomore, who's the designated player today. As Caitlin Dills is digging in, trying to knock her in. Sis Smith is going to be on deck. Our sophomore right fielder, hitting .258, will be coming up right behind Caitlin Dills as we lead 1-0. Trying to get a little revenge, if you will. I know coaches don't like to use that word sometimes, but they whipped us 4-2 at Andrews last time. Pitch a little bit high for a ball, so I know these girls would like to get a win in that column, and I know Coach Toby Burrell would, as that was the first time Andrews had beaten us during Coach Toby Burrell's tenure as head coach. From the circle, the windup and the throw. Foul ball again. Hanging in there. Caitlin Dills taking her swings. Smith on deck. And Shaney down at second base. With the second of two doubles back-to-back that drove in the run to give us a 1-0 lead here. Over on the baseball diamond right now, 1-1 as they're in the top of the second inning. So a tight one over there in baseball. And again, congratulations to all the baseball seniors as well today. Now digging in again is Caitlin Dills, our only senior. Ground ball to the pitcher. Easy flip over to first base as we leave one stranded, but we got one, and we go to the second inning with the lead, 1-0. And we'll be back with more Lady Devil softball in just a moment. Fans, welcome back as we get ready to go here on the top of the second inning. Andrews Lady Wildcats batting, pitch in the dirt here from, again, our junior pitcher in the circle, Taylor Day, who had them 3 up and 3 down there on the top of the first inning. They didn't get anybody on, left nobody stranded. We got one to answer in our bottom half of the first inning and left one stranded here. But again, back-to-back doubles in that first inning. Really gave us a good shot in the arm offensively. And here we go with that superb defense. Pitch in, just missing for a ball. But again, a really mild afternoon. Temperatures today in the 80s. We have a lot of people would say partly cloudy skies, but I know from that really serious fire in the Cherokee area, that might be one of the reasons we're seeing a lot of this haze in the air today. Not really as much clouds, maybe. It's just a lot of smoke, because that was a pretty serious fire that was kind of hovering over downtown Cherokee there and burned several acres up on the Cherokee Reservation. And again, we appreciate all the work that so many firefighters performed. To pitch in for a strike. With nobody out, nobody on in the top of the second inning, Andrews batting. Andrews right behind us in the Smoky Mountain Conference standings. We're 6-3. Andrews at 6-5, tied with Hayesville at 6-5. Pitch in, another strike in. So 2 strikes, count running full now, 3-2. Taylor Day working hard, not going to let this one get away after giving up a 3-1 count. Taylor in the circle. Again, Taylor having a good season. 5-5 on the year, 3.73 ERA, 55 strikeouts, 21 walks. Pitch in. Oh, that one in the dirt. Gonna let that one get away to first base. Heading on down to first base now for Andrews is going to be Savannah Sutton. Getting on with a walk. And she's going to be followed up by Erica Griggs, the starting shortstop for the Wildcats. And now we're going to have a pinch runner. Coming on to run is going to be number 9, Marissa Yeba. Y-E-B-B-A, Marissa Yeba. Coming on to pitch run now for Andrews. And coaches Ken Soulsby, who is over at third base, and Mike Trammell down at first base. Ken Soulsby, they named the gym floor after Coach Soulsby this past wintertime in basketball. And the man is so deserving. Known Coach Soulsby for many, many years. Swing and a foul ball. And to tell you a little trivia for you, Coach Soulsby coached the Manly guys over there in high school, Frank and Steve and all his brothers. And of course, you all know the Manlys here at Swain County High School. Well, Ken Soulsby was their coach over there when they played at Andrews High School. There's a bunt in the dirt. Throw down to first. Oh, it's close, but it's going to be in time for the out. Good defensive play, but Andrews got the job done as Erica Griggs, that fielder's choice, moving the runner on down to second base. So now Andrews with a runner at second with one down. And Melinda Wilkes, the designated player at the plate. As you know, in baseball, they call them designated hitters. Kind of what they are in softball, too. But call DPs instead of DH. The windup and the throw. Nice pitch in for a strike. Gary Ayers along with Megan Nations running the camera here this afternoon, bringing you all the softball action here today on Senior Day. And again, proud of our senior, Caitlin Dills, the only senior on this team, dominated by 10 juniors. Pitch inside for a ball. But again, our Lady Devils playing some really good softball. Of course, coming in today, our Lady Devils coming off of spring break. So we haven't played in a week. And so far, looking good. Prior to that, our Lady Devils had won 2 in a row with a 6-1 win over Hayesville. There's a swing and a miss. And also a big 16-2 win over Blue Ridge. In that win over Blue Ridge, our Lady Devils hit 4 home runs. Really unloaded as Grace Cabe, Sydney Call, Callan Brown, and Alicia Green all hit home runs in that 16-2 win over Blue Ridge. And there's another strike for number 3, the second strikeout of the day for pitcher Taylor Day. Getting it done in the circle, 2 out now. And it's going to be Hannah West, the starting right fielder for Andrews, hitting now with a runner down at second base. As Savannah Sutton got on with a walk, and then she was relieved for a pinch runner, Marissa Yeba, down at second base now running for Andrews. Pitch a little low and inside for a ball. Over on the baseball diamond, 2-1. Andrews leading our Maroon Devil boys, and they're getting ready to go into the bottom of the second inning. Our guys will be at bat against Andrews. But a lot of good softball and baseball going on here on Senior Day. And again, congrats and thank you to all our seniors. Pitch in, just missing for a ball. Count running 2-0 now. Hannah West, Tiffany Holloway is going to be on deck for the Lady Wildcats of Andrews. Wearing their white with black and red trim. Our Lady Devils with white and maroon, of course. Pitch in, there's the strike. So now the count runs 2-1. Runner on second, representing the tying run if Andrews can slap out a hit and get this ball through the infield. Foul ball on the first base side, no play on that one. But again, a lot of softball still coming up for our girls. Coming up on Friday, Murphy is going to be here, and then of course we're going to be on the road next week, doubleheader at Rosman, and then Cherokee next Friday. And then the regular season will be at Robbinsville and at Hiawassee Dam. 2 very tough games. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. And Andrews leaves one stranded in their half of the second inning. We'll be back batting in the bottom of the second with our lead 1-0 over Andrews. Stay with us. Fans, welcome back. We have a good one going on here at Swain County High School. Our Lady Devils in the lead 1-0 as we now enter the bottom of the second inning. Let's see if we can get some more offense going here. Now let's see who's going to be leading off. It's going to be Sis Smith, number 14, our sophomore right fielder, followed by Briar Buchanan, our center fielder, and Gabby Jones, our third baseman. They'll be trying to scratch out some runs. There's a grounded to shortstop, on over to first. It's going to be in time, and that's going to be 1 down here in the bottom of the second inning. So again, Sis Smith grounds out to the shortstop. So far today, all our Lady Devils have been getting the bat on the ball. Not a single strikeout for Andrews pitcher Savannah Sutton, who's in the circle today for the Wildcats. Hitting now in the box is going to be Briar Buchanan, our junior center fielder. There's a ball right off the third baseman's glove, picked up by the shortstop. Can't get the handle, and we've got a runner on. So now Briar Buchanan on first base. Some people might score that a hit. Some people might score that an error right off the top of the glove down at third base. The main thing is we have a base runner on with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning, and a 1-0 lead over Andrews now with Gabby Jones, our junior third baseman, wearing number 9, hitting .258. Digs in. Here comes the windup and the pitch. Going to be outside for a ball. But again, our girls having a very, very solid season. Really entering a crucial part of the schedule with this game today, and again Murphy Friday, and then games on the road all next week and the week after that. That last week is going to be a tough week. Top 2 teams in the conference standings, as we'll play Robbinsville on that Tuesday with a big game, and then go to Hiawassee Dam for the last game of the regular season. And Hiawassee Dam, as we've said so many times, number 1 in the state, not just first in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Pitch in for a ball. Getting back on first base, Briar Buchanan ready to take off with Gabby Jones at the plate hitting .258. Gabby digging in now. Pitch out. Oh, going to be, that one caught the outside corner. Looked outside from here, but it's going to be called a strike. Of course, she was taken all the way with a 3-0 count. That runs at 3-1 now on the bottom of the second. One on and one out with a 1-0 lead. A lot of ones to throw at you here on the bottom of the second inning. Pitch in, and that's going to be ball 4. So now we have runners on first and second with only one out. So again, good eye there on the pitching as Gabby Jones is going to be on first base. So Gabby at first. Down at second, Briar Buchanan. And it's going to be Callan Brown, our catcher, number 11, hitting .259. Digging in. A base hit could possibly score a run. That one's going to be high. Second baseman drifting back. It has it. And that's going to be the out. So one down as Callan pops out to second base. That's going to be 2 out now. 2 outs, bottom of the second. We have runners on first and second. And as we mentioned last time we played Andrews in that 4-2 loss, we only gave up 1 earned run, and we had 9 hits, but just couldn't string together those hits to get enough runs on that 4-2 ball game. We gotta put together some hits here today. Andrews very, very scrappy. Pitch in for a strike. From there, pitcher Savannah Sutton in the circle. Hard-throwing right-hander. 0-1 the count now. Callan, ground ball, back through the pitcher. Back to second base. Second baseman has it, but the umpire says not good enough. She had her foot on the bag, but apparently didn't have it there in time. And now the Lady Devils with the bases loaded, and we go back to the top of the lineup, I do believe. Or check that. That was, let me correct you on that. That was Grace Cabe who just got that ball right up the middle. So now hitting is going to be Erin Jenkins. Get it straight here. Nope. I'm afraid. Yep, here we go. Erin Jenkins batting. That one's going to be back to the shortstop. And unfortunately, drifting back, the shortstop has it. And again, my bad with the order there. But again, our Lady Devils leaving the bases loaded. 3 left on base. We loaded them up. Couldn't get the run in. We've played 2, but we lead 1-0. We'll be back in the top of the third after this. Fans, welcome back. We have now played 2 full innings. Our Lady Devils with a 1-0 lead over the Lady Wildcats of Andrews now as Andrews getting ready to bat here in the top of the third inning. And again, we had a tough bottom of the second, had the bases loaded, just couldn't get that hit we needed to get another run or 2 across the plate. As we talked about that a little bit, that's one of the problems we had over at Andrews in that road game over there. Again, we had some good hits, had 9 hits, just couldn't put enough of them together back to back to get those runs across the plate. And I know coaches and players alike, they do get frustrated with those left on base things that kind of stare them in the face sometimes and can really hurt you. Got a little break in the action here. We looks like could be talking to the official scorekeeper over there, maybe making a change here in the Andrews lineup as we get ready to bat in the top of the third inning. Batting for Andrews, by the way. Let's see if they are going to make a change as our infield is kind of talking things over there. Andrews batting, top of the third. We're just about ready to go now as Taylor Day is back in the pitcher's circle. Some of us, including us here at the broadcaster's booth, Mega Nation's looking through the camera lens. We're kind of looking straight in to the sun that is kind of setting over toward Hazel Creek over behind the mountains here. So, and the outfielders and second base and first base looking into that sun a little bit as well. Pitch in for a strike. And what is interesting, batting now for Andrews is number 10, and that's someone we do not have on the roster. So number 10 batting for Andrews. Pitch in for a ball. 1-1 the count now. That's why we were trying to figure out what Andrews was doing. But again, number 10 batting, but nobody on the roster wearing that number. Pitch in for a ball. 2-1 the count now as Taylor Day bearing down. Got a shutout going here this afternoon as we're facing Andrews in the top of the third inning over in the baseball game. Andrews with a 4-1 lead now as they're in the fourth inning, or third inning, check that. Top of the third. They're on the top of the third just like we are over here in softball. Pitch in for a strike now. Count going 2-2. Nobody on for Andrews now as they lead off the top of the third inning. Glad to have you listening in and watching in as well. Here on the Maroon Devils Network, the windup and the throw. Oh, good off-speed pitch, and that's the third strikeout of the day for Taylor Day. And that's going to bring to the plate now number 12, and that is Morgan Mashburn. One down now, and again, the third strikeout. No, check that. The fourth strikeout of the day for Taylor Day. She had one in the first, two in the second, and now one in the third. So 4 strikeouts today for our hard-throwing right-hander, Taylor Day in the circle. Trying to run her record to 6-5 with a win this afternoon. Pitch in there. Oh, just missing for a ball. Nobody on, one down. Here on Senior Day, 1 senior Lady Devil and 3 senior Maroon Devils over on the baseball diamond here this afternoon. 4 total seniors for baseball and softball. Our foul ball down the first base side for no play. Chasing it down over there. Looks like our only senior, Caitlin Dills, who is playing first base this afternoon. Having a laugh over there with assistant Mike Trammell for Andrews. Of course, the legendary Ken Silsby over in the third base box for Andrews High School. He has coached just about everything you can imagine in his many, many years. Now again, Taylor Day getting ready for the windup. Brings it in low for a ball. That'll run the count to 2-1 now. And over on the baseball diamond, a little break in the action as our Maroonville boys are going to be making a pitching change on a 4-1 scoreboard with Andrews having that 4. As you might imagine, that might have something to do with that pitching change. So again, talking about scoreboards, our Maroonville baseball team, a really nice new scoreboard that is looking really sharp, except for that score, of course. But I'm sure our guys are going to work on that. But talking to Coach Jeff Marr, he had a good point. It has the look of our Maroonville football scoreboard and is really sharp out there and almost straightaway center field. And there is the next strikeout of the day. 2 out now. I'll tell you, knocking them down, Taylor Day with 5 strikeouts as she gets Morgan Mashburn on strikes. Andrews now with 2 out, nobody on, in a 1-0 Maroon Devil lead. Our Lady Devils 1-0, and a tight one here. Hitting now is going to be Kinsey Gunter, who popped out to the catcher. First pitch of the ball game, popped it straight up in the air, and it was caught for an easy out, number 1. That pitch low in the dirt, ball 1. Again, just a really nice, mild Tuesday. Our players getting back in gear after spring break, having a week off, trying to shake off the rust a little bit. Pitch in for a call strike. Taylor Day bringing some heat on that one. It's now 1-1 with 2 out, nobody on. Andrews has stranded 1 on the day offensively. Taylor Day, our junior, in the circle, the windup. There's a high pop-up. Is it going to be playable? Nope, going to be off the dugout. Right above the head of Coach Burrell and his ladies over there in the dugout. And we get the ball back in, and we're getting ready to go here. 1-0, a close one. Let's see if we can get Andrews out of here and come back and add to the scoreboard at the bottom of the third inning. Taylor Day getting ready, looking in, and now again the hitter. Getting ready, Kinsey Gunner hitting now. 0 for 1 on the day. Pitch in. 2-2 the count. Now the boys' baseball game getting ready to resume over there with a pitching change. And again, we appreciate Megan Nations and Joe Holt and Jeff Marr for all the work they do and bringing you a lot of this action live and some delayed as well. Pitch in the dirt. That's going to run the count full. Taylor Day hanging in there. Trying not to lose this one with 2 out and nobody on. In the top of the third inning at a 1-0 lead. This one is tight. Last time it was 4-2, so we expect a close game. Andrews having a solid season at 6-5 in conference play. Of course, our Lady Devils at 6-3. Pitch in. Oh, just missing, and that's going to be ball 4. So the second walk of the day given up by Taylor. Runner on first now, and again, Andrews will bring Cabrina Shanti to the plate. Their starting second baseman, hitting second in the lineup. But our Lady Devils, a win today would equal last year's win total for our Lady Devils. So a big win today. This could be really sweet. Attempted bunt, throw down to second base. Oh, it's going to be close, and it's out. Oh, good throw. Coming up with a solid throw is Callan Brown, firing it on down. Good job over there by our infield. As again, good hustle by Grace Cabe and Sydney Call. And that's going to be the out of second base. So, hey, that's the way it goes as Andrews. No runs on the top of the third. We come to the bottom of the third leading 1-0, and we'll be back. Fans, here we go. Bottom of the third inning. Our Lady Devils coming to bat here. Let's see if we can add to this 1-0 lead here. Hitting is going to be Sydney Call, who had a big double her last time up. Sydney was followed by Shanika Tolster last time, and those back-to-back doubles produced the only run of this ball game. And this 1-0 tight situation here. Pitch in the dirt. It's going to be in there for a ball as their pitcher, Savannah Sutton, is in the circle today for Andrews, trying to get out this tough Lady Devils softball lineup. Our Lady Devils again. A win today would equal last year's win total. And after today, several games left with Murphy. A doubleheader with Rosman. There's a strong grounder to third, but it's too strong as it just didn't give Sydney enough time to beat that one out at first base, so 1 down. So a hard hit grounder by Sydney down to third base. Batting now is going to be Shanika Tolster, who ripped a big double last time, and Sydney was down at second base when Shaney hit it and easily scored on that stand-up double into the left center field fence. Here comes the windup and the throw. Pitch in for a strike. Shaney having a good season, hitting .375, 8 RBIs, and Shaney can hit it out of the park too. Shaney very capable of hitting home runs anytime she comes to the plate, and we have seen her do it this year. There's a high pop foul over near the bank on the third base side, out of play. But again, talking about games we have left, a lot of games left. Murphy, then we have a doubleheader against Rosman next Tuesday, then on the road next Friday at Cherokee, and then the week after that we go on the road at Robbinsville and at Hiawassee Dam. So mark your calendar with those games coming up. Pitch high for a ball. So now with 1 out, the count runs 1-2. Shaney hanging in there. I tell you, Shaney's a tough out. She is a hard bat to strike out. She gets the ball in play. Pitch in for a ball. No, it's going to be a call strike. And that's going to be strike number 3. Just as I said that, I probably jinxed Shaney. Sorry about that, Shaney. But Shaney normally is so tough to get out at the plate because she gets the bat on the ball so many times. And believe it or not, that is the first strikeout of the game for pitcher Savannah Sutton. I'm sorry I jinxed you on that one, Shaney. I'll take the blame for that one, okay? Pitch outside for a ball from Sutton. And batting now is going to be Caitlin Dills. Again, our only senior being honored today on Senior Day for our Lady Devils softball team. Wearing number 32. Over on the baseball diamond, things Things kind of going south on us right now as Andrews leads 10-1 in baseball in that game in the third inning. But a lot of our guys coming back on the baseball diamond next year as well. That pitch in for a strike. As Caitlin steps out of the box for a moment. 3 seniors on the baseball team today. And again, congratulations to all those guys being honored. But again, that means a lot of guys are coming back. For head coach Tyler Schuler and his staff, and we wish them the best for the rest of this regular season. Stepping out of the box again, Caitlin now with a count at 3-1 with 2 out. Caitlin trying to keep our offense alive. Foul ball. So now 3-2. Count goes full with 2 down. But again, talking about the weather, it is just so mild. I mean, temperatures in the 80s here in April. I wonder if that bodes that we're going to have a really hot summer. I don't know. It's only April, and we've hit the 80s already. The windup and the throw with 2 out and a call, third strike. Wow, that one looked a little high and outside to me, but again, I'm not behind the plate, and that's the way it ends as we've played 3, and it's a tight one. Our Lady Devils 1, Andrews 0. We'll be back. Fans, welcome back to action here. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here as we normally play 7, so I guess you can say we're halfway gone in this one. It's a 1-0 game. Who knows what the rest of the way might hold in this really tight ball game. There's a hard hit ball, high flying to left, and a good job out there. Good defensive play out there in left field as Erin Jenkins camped under that one, and she sends Cabrina Shanti back to the dugout for Andrews. Well, that's a really high floating fly ball into left field. 1 down now. So Cabrina, by the way, for Andrews, has flied to right field and now flied to left field in 2 times, and that's going to bring up Bethlyn Jones. Bethlyn, the starting catcher for Andrews, digging in, wearing number 4. Pitch in, just missing for a ball with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nobody on with 1 down. Andrews trying to get something on the scoreboard against a really solid day from Taylor Day in the pitcher's circle. Taylor again 5-5 on the season, sporting that 3.733 ERA. Pitch in for a strike. And Taylor has 55 strikeouts and a few more today. As a matter of fact, she has 5 on the afternoon. So now she's up to 60 strikeouts on the season and unofficially 23 walks. Swing and a miss for a strike. Some of the other highlights for our girls. Grace Kay has been red hot for our Lady Devils lately. 5 of her last 9 hitting at the plate with a home run and 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. That one a little high and outside for a ball. But again, Grace has really been playing well. Erin Jenkins, that we talked about just a moment ago, has really grown into her role as a slap hitter. Jenkins has 2 hits in each of her last 3 games and has 6 for her last 10 to raise her season average to 342. And we've already told you about the hot streak for Sydney Call, going 500 lately to raise her season average to 400 on the year. Count running now, 3-2. Count goes full with 1 out, nobody on. As Taylor Day trying to hang on and get Bethlyn Jones out. Here comes the pitch and a swing and a miss. And she gets her. So again, knocking down the strikeouts today. Taylor Day getting it done. As Bethlyn Jones has now struck out twice on the day. That's 6 strikeouts to the credit of Taylor Day this afternoon against Andrews. Batting now is going to be Savannah Sutton, their starting pitcher, who got on with a walk last time. And I believe Andrews has only had a couple of base runners, and both of those via the walk. There's a base hit right up the middle, though. And that one coming into second base. So if I'm correct, I think that's the first official hit of the day for Andrews as Sutton gets on with a base hit right up the middle. And that's going to bring up Erica Griggs, who hit into a fielder's choice last time. Coming on, it's going to be a pinch runner again. Marissa Yeba is coming on to pinch run. Andrews trying to tie this game up as our Lady Devils lead 1-0. Pitch in, ground ball to the pitcher, easy out over to first base. But that advances the runner, but doesn't matter. That's the third out. So again, a ground ball off the bat of Erica Griggs, and that's going to leave Andrews with another runner stranded. And we go to the bottom of the inning. Our Lady Devils with a slim 1-0 lead. We'll be back. Fans, welcome back. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Our Lady Devils hanging in there, 1-0 lead over the tough Lady Andrews Wildcats here this afternoon on Senior Day at Swain County High School. Again, congratulations to our only senior, Caitlin Dills. Kind of special today, the only senior on the team, dominated by 10 juniors. I was looking at our roster, 1 senior, 10 juniors, 4 sophomores, and a couple of freshmen. So, but right now we're back in business, trying to get some runs here on the scoreboard. Let's see if we can do that. And I believe we should have, looks like Sis Smith is coming up. Pitch high and outside for a ball. Again, Sis hitting 258. 9 runs scored. Grounded out to shortstop her last time. One of the sophomores on this team. So a lot of good softball coming up for Sis. And there's a ball 4. She's going to be on base. So let's see if we can put together some offense here and get Sis around this plate, around this diamond. Everybody calls her Sis. Her real name is Alyssa. And she's on first base now. Let's see if we can get it going. Briar Buchanan got on last time with an error. Right behind her is going to be Gabby Jones. And again, we have a 1-0 lead. But in this kind of a game, sometimes 1 is enough, sometimes it isn't. Take it off as the ball gets through. Hustling on down to second base. Good job by Sis, as she's going to be at second base with nobody out. Golden opportunity here for us to add to this 1-0 ball game. But again, Briar Buchanan, Gabby Jones, and then Callan Brown is going to be coming up. Let's see if they can all get the ball in play here. We've had some good pitching both ways from our Taylor Day, and of course again from Andrews Savannah Sutton. So both teams playing really hard, doing a good job here defensively today, as both teams have had some people on base, but in most of those cases they got stranded out there. Now the home plate umpire looking at something, not sure what it is, takes his mask off. Now he gets back in there ready to go. And the pitch from Savannah. High ball is going to hang up, and it's going to be caught out there by Andrews' center fielder. Coming on over there was Morgan Mashburn to get that one off the bat of our Briar Buchanan. So 1 down now. And that's going to bring up, should bring up Gabby Jones, wearing number 9, our junior third baseman. Walked last time, so Gabby has already been on once today. Pitch in, it's going to be a ball. Gabby back in the batter's box, digging in. Pitch in, foul ball out of play right behind our dugout. Now, we had a JV game earlier this afternoon. I know our JV girls, I believe, had a win in that JV contest earlier today. Doing a good job, getting some playing time and getting ready to hopefully move up next year. But I tell you what, we only lose 1 senior of this year's team. High pop up. This one is going to be out of play also. So, again, a lot of experience, or sometimes maybe not a lot of experience, but a lot of juniors coming back next year. I know Coach Toby Burrell could expand on that, but a lot of girls coming back next year on this Lady Devil softball team. Bodes well for Coach Burrell and his staff. Oh, swing and a miss. That one is in the dirt. She's going to take off, and good hustle getting on down to first base as the ball got past the catcher. Good hustle by Gabby Jones to realize that. And while she was hustling on down to first base on that dropped third strike. Hustling on down to third is Sis Smith. So we have runners on the corners with one out. And again, a big opportunity for our Lady Devils. Digging in now is going to be number 11, Callan Brown, hitting .259. And no throw as heading on down to second base on the first pitch, of course, is Gabby Jones. No throw, of course, with Sis down at third base. Now runners in scoring position. There's a shot into center field, and it's going to be, can't get to it. Andrews center fielder couldn't get to it. 2 runs are going to score, and sliding into second base safely is going to be Callan Brown with a big double and 2 RBIs. That was coming on really strong out there in center field was Morgan Mashburn. She just couldn't get to it. I'm going to call that a really good hit. That was not an error. She ran as hard as she could. She got barely the tip of her glove on the ball, but that was just a well-hit ball in a place where nobody was at. And that makes it a 3-0 lead, and Andrews is going to talk it over just a little bit. And their coach is going to come on as well to talk things over and make sure everybody is on the same page and talk to the umpire. And while they do that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Fans, welcome back after that brief timeout by Andrews. At the plate now is going to be Grace Cabe. As we mentioned, Grace has been red hot for the Lady Devils and has 5 over last 9 coming into this game with a home run and 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. And a base hit here could give her a potential 1 more RBI. As down at second base, that pitch is going to be in the dirt, scooped up by the catcher. Hustling on back over there to second base. Doing a good job today, as always. Now it's going to be, looks like we got a pinch runner. Tori Treadway coming on to pinch run. One of our juniors. So Tori coming on to run. Pitch high, way high for a ball. Count runs now 3-0 with only 1 out. So top of the lineup, and Grace Cabe, our starting shortstop, the sophomore, hitting .349 on the season with 12 runs scored. Popped to shortstop and grounded into a fielder's choice, and 2 times at the plate today. That one, they're going to call it a strike. Throw down to third. Is it going to be in time? I'm afraid it is. And Coach Toby Burrow wanted a safe call. Didn't get one. The umpire said out. Coach Burrow kind of looks at him and wants to wants to change the call, but I'm afraid he's not going to do it. So that's going to be 1 down now. But, hey, we've always been aggressive on the base pass, and it's, paid off most of the time. So now with a 3-1 count and 1 out, a 3-0 lead. Bases empty now. There's a high fly. This one is going to be caught in center field. This one hung up, and that's going to be out number 3. So our Lady Devils get 2 across the board, and we've played 4. It's now Swain High 3, Andrews 0. We'll be back. Fans, we welcome you back here. 4 innings are in the books here. Our Lady Devils with a 3-0 lead, as Andrews is going to try to work on that here as they lead off batting in the top of the 5th inning. Of course, this game's scheduled for 7. You just never know, again, what can happen anytime at bat. As now hitting for the Andrews Wildcats is going to be number 2, Melinda Wilkes, who struck out last time. And that one is going to be in for a strike, and it's been a good day for strikeouts for our pitcher, Taylor Day, in the circle. Again, unofficially, I have her with 6 strikeouts today. Good day, giving her a total of 61 strikeouts on the season. Right back at her, off her glove. Can we get to it? Nope, I'm afraid we can't get to the play. So now down at first base is going to be base runner Melinda Wilkes, their designated player. On base now, and that's going to bring up Hannah West, followed by Tiffany Holloway, their right fielder and first baseman, respectively, for the Ken Silsby coached Lady Wildcats of Andrews High School. Again, right behind us in the Smoky Mountain Conference standings, they're 6-5 in conference play. There's a foul ball. And, of course, our Lady Devils at 6-3 right now in a really tight 3-way race for second place in the Smoky Mountain Conference standings. Robbinsville is 7-3, Rosman 6-3, and we are 6-3. So pretty tight right behind Hiawassee Dam, of course, right now with a 3-game lead as they're 9-0. There's a bunt right in front of home plate. Could be a tough play with fire to first in time. Good job coming out from behind the plate is Callan Brown. She jumped on that one, and smoked it on down to first base for an out number 1. As Andrews did what they wanted to do. They advanced their base runner down to second base. So now, 1 down. At the plate now for Andrews is going to be Tiffany Holloway. They listed her as number 7 earlier, but she is actually wearing number 10, we found out. There's a well-hit ball. That's going to be in for a base hit. Coming on is our center fielder. Tried to barehand it. Couldn't come up with it, but fortunately knocks it down to hold the runner at third base, which was the whole objective there. So a good recovery out there in center field. As again, Briar Buchanan out there came on. That was a safe base hit by Andrews. She knocked it down, held the runner, and it's still 3-0 Lady Devils. Now Andrews, though, with 1 out, runners at second and third. And hitting now is going to be Morgan Mashburn, who struck out last time. Ground ball in play to first base. We do not get the coverage over at first base we were looking for, as again, a good scoop of the grounder by Caitlin Dills, but she looked back over to first base. Nobody there. Too late to fire it to home as the runner from third base scored, and it's now a 3-1 ball game. And a runner at third base now and at first base for Andrews. So they have manufactured some small ball and produced the run now. Now they go to the top of the lineup, and Kinsey Gunner, who has popped out to the catcher and walked in 2 times. But again, 1 out, runners on the corners, and this runner from first is going to take off. No throw down to second, of course, with a runner over at third base for Andrews. So now 0-1 the count with 1 out. So Andrews all of a sudden now with the tying runs on base with 1 out. And the top of the lineup, and that's Gunner. Another high pop. It could be trouble. It's going to drop in between shortstop and short left field. Throw into third is going to get the runner, but another run scores here. Andrews with 2 on the board, but defensively we get the out, cutting off the runner at third base. Good hustle out there in left field by Aaron Jenkins to cut the Andrews runner down at third base with a really close play. So now Andrews with a runner on first, but again, a 3-2 ball game. Andrews with the first runs of the game coming up here. And again, they put that one just where nobody could get to it. A high pop for a base hit. So Andrews now trying to get it done again as Shanti is batting after the single by Gunner puts her at first base. Cabrina Shanti has flied to right field and flied to left field, so she has hit the ball hard both times. On deck is going to be Bethlyn Jones. Pitch in the dirt for a ball. Holding down at first base is Kinsey Gunner. Kinsey Gunner had a solo home run against us at Andrews. That was the only earned run we gave up over in that 4-2 loss. And Andrews, there's a swing and a miss for a strike. That pitch in the dirt. But they went after it anyway now with 2 out. Runner on first, 1-1 the count. Digging in again, Cabrina Shanti. They're starting second baseman for the Wildcats. Pitch in, runner going, throw to second, not going to be in time. A little wide. So the runner advances over to second base. With 2 out. Need 1 more out to get out of this big inning for Andrews. Need to keep them off the scoreboard to hang on to a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 5th. Taylor Day hanging in there trying to get this final out with a 2-2 count. Pitch in, there's a strike 3 and the 7th strikeout of the day for Taylor, and that leaves the tying run stranded for Andrews. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Our Lady Devils 3, Andrews 2. We'll be back. Fans, welcome back. Again, thanks to Megan Nations doing all the great camera work here this afternoon in this tight 3-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And Aaron Jenkins will lead us off here. Aaron has popped to third base and popped to the shortstop over there on that side of the infield, and 2 tries. This one popped back to the pitcher. Can't find it. Second base has it, but not in time. And Aaron is on with an infield single to get us rolling here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So way to go, Aaron Jenkins. Again, she's really grown into her role as a slapper. Aaron has 2 hits in each of her last 3 games, 6 for her last 10 to raise her season average to .342. Way to go, Aaron. So a single, and that's going to bring up Sydney Call, who had a big double earlier. And she scored our first run of the ball game, as a matter of fact, and it was 1-0 for a long time. That one is high, could be trouble, and the center fielder can't get it. Again, we had 2 players. Andrews had 2 players out there. Neither one could get a glove on the ball. It's kind of like, you got it, no, you got it, no, I don't want it. And so the ball drops in, and that is good news for our Lady Devils now with runners on first and second with no out. We have seen that happen today 2 or 3 times for both teams. That ball just over the infield, and it just drops in between the infield and the outfield, and those are just so hard to come up with. So again, good job by Sydney Call. Pitch in, going to be a strike. Shani Catalster had our first RBI of the day with a big double when Sydney got on in the 2nd inning, and Shani knocked her in. Shani showing butt, but you know she's not going to butt. Shani likes to hit the ball. This one is going to be low in the dirt. Shani on the season hitting .375 with 8 RBIs, and another one today gives her 9. Nobody out, 1-1 the count. Runners on first and second. Again, a big situation here and a great opportunity for our Lady Devils. And this one is going to be outside for a ball. And an update on the baseball diamond. 11-2, Andrews leading that game in the 4th inning. Andrews has really putting some runs on the board today, but over here in softball, it has been really tight. Really tight. Pitch outside for a ball. Runner staying at first and second. 3-1 the count. As Shani Catalster gets the signal from head coach Toby Burrell over in the box at third base. Will she be taking on 3-1, or will she be swinging? She's swinging. Ground ball foul. Now the count runs 3-2. And we got some assists over there. Kayla Jones coming out of her box over at first base. Of course, I tell you, we don't give all our coaches enough credit. Coach Toby Burrell, of course, our head coach for so many years, assisted by Amanda Carson and Kayla Jones, as we mentioned, and Ashley McClendon. Thanks to all those fine people. There is a ground ball in play over to first base in time for the out, but both runners advance. So Shani Catalster gets it done on the fielder's choice and advances our folks over to second and third base with 1 out in a 3-2 ball game. So good job for Shani now, as that's going to bring up Caitlin Dills, our only senior, being honored on the softball team here on Senior Day. Of course, 3 guys over on the baseball diamond being honored today in Senior Day activities here. Now let's see if we can get another run in. Digging in with 1 down. Pitch in for a called strike. Caitlin Dills hitting .250. Grounded to the pitcher and struck out in 2 times hitting today. But again, sweet situation here with 1 out, runners on second and third. There's a shot for a base hit. That one's going to go all the way to the fence. 2 runs will score. Rounding first, heading to second with a stand-up double and 2 RBIs is going to be Caitlin Dills. Now that's the way to get it done with runners on the bases. A double and 2 big ribbies, and that'll push our lead to 5-2 instead of 3-2. So a big hit for Caitlin Dills. That big double, and what a sweet time to do it on Senior Day. And that's the kind of stuff you just never forget the rest of your life. Having something good happen to you on a special occasion. This one hit high in the air. It's going to be foul, out of play over on the third base side. So coming on back to dig in is going to be Sis Smith, our sophomore right fielder, who has grounded to the shortstop and walked in 2 trips today. And again, we have Caitlin Dills with that 2 big RBI double down at second base with 1 out. A big 2-run inning and maybe more coming. Swing and a miss. Heading on down to third base as that ball got through is going to be Caitlin. Caitlin with a C. Some people name Caitlin, spell it with a K. So now at third base, talking to Coach Toby Burrell, Caitlin over there on senior day. And again, one out, a grand opportunity to add to this 5-2 lead. Let's see if we can get it done one more time. The windup and the throw. That one again, well hit, but this one is going to be out of play. Over on the bank on the left field side. So again, it was hit hard over there by Sis, but just didn't count. All right. Sis digging back in. One down. 2 strikes. There's a ball that's going to be, caught. That's a good play by the shortstop over there for Andrews. I thought for a moment that ball was going to float in for a single, but just at the last second, the shortstop over there, and that is Erica Griggs, just stuck her glove up there and just kind of stabbed it out of midair. That was a good defensive play. So got to give credit where credit is due. And boy, if that one had just been another 2 or 3 inches outside her glove, Sis would have had a big RBI. So now 2 out. 2 down. That's going to bring up Briar Buchanan, who got on an error and flied to center field. So she's put the ball in play both times today. Our junior center fielder hitting .306, 11 runs and 8 RBIs on the season. That fouled out of play. Right back to the concession stand, right behind home plate. 2 out. Bottom of the 5th. This one's going to go 7. So now digging back in. Briar with Gabby Jones on deck. The windup and the throw. Going to be high for a ball. Caitlin stays over at third base now with 2 out. Outfielders playing somewhat deep right now for Andrews. And they're black and white with the red numbers. There's a shot to second base. Going to be in play, and it's going to be out number 3. So our Lady Devils leave 1. But, hey, the big thing is we get 2 to answer Andrews 2 here in the 5th inning. So we go to the top of the 6th. Our Lady Devils in control right now, 5-2. We'll be right back. Fans, as we return to action here on the Maroon Devils Network, we've played 5 here at Swain County High School, and our Lady Devils right now in the lead at 5-2. In the circle, Taylor Day has gone the distance here, doing a good job holding Andrews down to 2 runs here. Let's see if we can continue to do that as they got those 2 in the last inning. Stepping in now is going to be Bethlyn Jones, their starting catcher. Bethlyn has struck out twice today, and that one is going to be in for a strike as well. 1-1, the quick count. They'll have their number 3 hitter in Bethlyn Jones, followed by Savannah Sutton and Erica Griggs, 3, 4, 5. The big sticks of the lineup, if you will, to use some baseball terminology. Swing and a miss. That's going to be strike 2. But again, Andrews, who had been scoreless until the last inning, got 2 on the scoreboard to make it a 3-2 ball game. But our Lady Devils answered with 2 in the bottom of the 5th to make it a 5-2 lead here. Get a little bit of breathing room. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 3. Another strikeout today for Taylor Day. And she has had just a good day getting it done. And she has now unofficially, I believe, 7 strikeouts on the day, giving her 62 on the season. As Savannah Sutton, their cleanup hitter, got on with a single last time. 1 down, and the bases are empty for Savannah. There's a pop, and it's going to be right at first base, and senior Caitlin Dills makes it easy. Out number 2 of that. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And after Savannah Sutton, that's going to bring up Erica Griggs. Erica grounded to the pitcher last time up, and first time got on with a fielder's choice as she digs in to face Taylor Day. 5-5 on the season. Taylor, one of those 10 juniors on the team. She'll be back next year. That pitch is going to be fouled out of play. 10 juniors, only 1 senior. 4 sophomores, a couple of freshmen on this year's Lady Devil roster. So that means everybody but Caitlin hopefully will be back next season, giving head coach Toby Burrell some really good opportunities. There's a slow grounder. Oh, we kind of booted that one, and we go to first, not in time, though. Just couldn't get the play, and so Andrews with the runner on base. So Erica Griggs down at first base now. Melinda Wilkes is going to be batting. Melinda on the day with a strikeout and an error in 2 times. And now Andrews with 2 out and a runner again at first base. The sun has gone down. It's just a really super nice Tuesday evening here at Swain County High School. The lights are on. We don't play a whole lot of games under the lights, but we had JV action earlier today. Ground ball foul on the first base side. Runner is going to take off, but coming back is going to be Erica Griggs. Don't play a lot of games under the lights, but baseball and softball under the lights. JV softball winning today over Andrews. And JV baseball, I don't think we had any JV baseball action today, as the varsity team right now having a tough time against Andrews. 11-2 ball game in the 5th inning over there. Our Maroon Devils trying to stay alive. Foul ball out of play, just off the top of the baseball dugout, out of play. Off the Andrews bat over there of Melinda Wilkes. And as you know, the baseball and softball diamonds are so close together here. Sometimes the ball's in play, trade fields. Runner at first takes off down to second. Good play. She is out. Again, Callan Brown gunning it on down, and good coverage over there by shortstop Grace Cabe. And Andrews gets the runner out at second base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Swain 5, Andrews 2. Stay with us. Fans, here we go. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Our Lady Devils right now with a 5-2 lead, but as we saw just an inning ago, things can change in a hurry. But our Lady Devils playing some good softball today, getting some timely hits, playing some good defense. Let's see if we can continue that right here. Leading us off, number 9, Gabby Jones. Pitch in for a strike. 1-1 the count goes now with nobody out here, as Gabby's going to lead us off. And again, Gabby Jones hitting .258 with 9 runs scored. Already been on base today once with a walk, our junior third baseman. Pitch low in the dirt. We've had some pretty good pitching today, both ways. Taylor Day doing an outstanding job on the day with 7 strikeouts. And again, Savannah Sutton for Andrews doing a pretty good job as well. Not giving up many hits today. The windup and the throw. Here it comes. Well hit. Shortstop gloves it on to first. Too high. Can't get it. Rounding first, and heading on down to second base is going to be Gabby Jones. Getting in there with a throwing error by Andrews. So Gabby gets us started here with a bang at second base. No out and a chance to add to this 5-2 lead. So again, good hustle play over there by the Andrews shortstop, as Erica Griggs did a good job of getting a glove on the ball, but just a little wide with the throw now. And stepping in is going to be Callan Brown. Ball gets through. Runner goes to third. Now we're working with a runner at third and no out. Coaches love that kind of a situation here. Gives you some good options to work with. Callan got a big double and 2 RBIs last time. Really timely hit. We were talking about timely hits. We didn't get those at Andrews like we're getting today. That's why we lead 5-2. That was a timely hit by Callan Brown last inning to knock in both those runs. After Andrews had tied it, or came back within 1, actually, it was 3-2. Pitch in for a ball, 2-1 the count. Our Lady Devils got on the scoreboard early in the second inning and led 1-0 all the way into the bottom of the 4th. We scored 2 for a 3-0 lead. Pitch in for a ball. And then Andrews answered to make it a 3-2 game on the top of the fifth, but we answered right back with 2 on the bottom of the fifth to make it a 5-2 ball game. And now we have a chance to extend that lead a little bit more, as Gabby Jones is ready to go down at third base. Swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike 2, and the count runs full. Callan Brown on deck is going to be Grace Cabe, and we go back to the top of the lineup. Pitch in, foul tip. Everybody stays put. But a lot more softball coming up for our Lady Devils after having a week off last week on spring break. Coming up, we have Murphy this week. Next week, we got 3 games, a doubleheader at Rosman, and then a single game at Cherokee. And then the final regular season week, it's at Robbinsville and at Hiawassee Dam. 2 tough games. Hey, they're all tough. Swing and a miss, and I'm afraid that's going to be strike number 3 for 1 down. So Callan Brown back to the dugout, but what a day she has had with 2 RBIs with that big double last inning. And now it's going to bring up Grace Cabe. Grace really hitting the ball well lately. 5 of her last 9 coming into this game with a home run and 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. So she has been playing really, really well. Now the Andrews infield wants to talk things over for just a moment, as their coach is going to come out and meet with them. And while they take a break, we'll take a break as well, and we'll be right back. Fans, welcome back as assistant coach Mike Tremmel has a word with his ladies for the Andrews Wildcats. And now we're ready to go with 1 out. And again, still over at third base, Gabby Jones just dying to score from third and make this a 6-2 ball game. Pitch in. Ground ball to the shortstop. She knocks it down, holds the runner on to first in time. And again, that was a heads-up smart play by shortstop Erica Griggs of Andrews. She knocked it down, looked at the runner. Gabby had to hold, and then gunned it on to first base to get Grace Cabe out over there for out number 2. We have seen some good defensive plays today, on both sides. And we've seen a couple. I think the toughest thing today that we've seen defensively, there have been several balls hit just over the infield that the outfielders just could not get to, coming on dead runs. They were just not able to get to it. Then we saw one earlier. Andrews had a little communication problem where the outfielder and infielder just couldn't decide who was going to make the play on the ball, and it dropped in. So, again, several balls dropping in just across the infield this afternoon. Now stepping in to hit for our Lady Devils. Looks like we're going to have, let's see. We are going to have a substitution. Alicia Green is going to be coming on to bat now, I believe. Yes, indeed. If my binoculars tell me that is correct, and that's going to be Alicia, number 7. So the officials and the umpires and the coaches get that change in the batting order, and Alicia steps in, and we're ready to go with a chance for her to get a big RBI here in a 5-2 game with a runner at third base and 2 out. And the pitch in for a strike, and I know Gabby Jones is just dying over there at third. She's been over there now. We had no out, and she's wanting to go. I mean, you can tell by her body language is like, I want to score. Pitch high, she's going to take off. Here she goes. We could just sense it, and she scores easily. Gabby is quick, and when that ball got past the outstretched glove of the catcher, Gabby took off, and the catcher had no chance. So good play is, again, good job over there at third base by Gabby Jones, who led off the inning and finally got to score, making this a 6-2 ball game. Our Lady Devils in the lead now with this run in the 6th. That means Andrews will have a chance to bat in the 7th, and unless they can tie this ball game, that will be their last shot. The windup and the throw. Ball well hit. It's going to be in for a base hit. Good job at the plate, rounding first and hanging in there at first is a good job. Again, coming on to bat, Alicia Green. I know Alicia's saying, come on, Gabby, you should have waited just another pitch or two. Give me that RBI. But Gabby was having nothing of it as she scored on that wild pitch a moment ago. So good job, Alicia, getting it done here. Our junior, number 7 at first base now with 2 out. And a 6-2 Lady Devil lead. Pitch in, going to be in low for a ball. Checking with Coach Burrell at third is our junior second baseman, Sydney Call. Had a big double earlier today. As we mentioned, scored our first run of the ball game. There's a foul ball, no play. So now 1-1 the count with 2 out. Lady Devils another runner on base as Alicia is down at first base now, trying to move on over. And she kind of has the body language of Gabby. She would like to take off at any given moment. There she goes. Now she holds up, but we could tell Gabby was over there, and of course she was over there for a couple of outs, and she was just raring to go over at third base. And she finally got a shot and scored. Pitch in for a ball. 3-1 goes the count to Sydney. Sydney doing a good job hanging in there, wanting a good pitch. On deck is going to be Shani Catalster with 2 out. Foul ball. Over on the baseball game, they're still playing 6th inning. It's 11-2 Andrews. Our Maroon Devils hanging in there. Hey, it ain't over till it's over. I know I had to use that old cliche, but it's sometimes when you're down by a few, it seems tough, but you just got to keep battling. Just got to keep playing hard. There's another foul ball out of play, so Alicia is going to have to, I tell you this, she's getting her base running practice in. She's had to come back 2 or 3 times now with those foul balls off the bat of Sydney Call. And she'll get another shot here with a 3-2 count full with 2 out. And you know Alicia is going to be running on the pitch. And there she goes. This one is hit high, and it's going to be tough. Right fielder can't get to it. Alicia rounding third. She is going to score easily. Coming into third with a stand-up triple and an RBI is going to be Sydney Call. What a big day at bat. And again, a big RBI. Way to go, ladies. 7-2. Lady Devils over Andrews now in this 6th inning. Giving us a little bit of breathing room. And coming up to the plate now is going to be Shani Catalster. Shani knocked in our first run of the day. She has a chance to knock in another one here with 2 out. Pitch in for a ball. Shani, good hitter, our designated player today, only a sophomore. Pitch in. This one is going to be called a strike. 1-1 the count now with 2 out. And don't forget Murphy. Up next for our Lady Devils. Got 3 games next week. A doubleheader at Rosman on Tuesday, I believe it is. And then we're at Cherokee later in the week. Then the last week of the regular season. 2 teams just ahead of us in the Smoky Mountain Conference standings. Robbinsville, who is right now 7-3. We are 6-3. And then ending up the season at league leader Hiawassee Dam, who is 9-0 right now, and ranked first in the state 1A poll. Now Savannah with the windup and the pitch. Going to be in for a call strike, running at 2-2. Shani making their pitchers, Savannah Sutton, work hard. Runner at third. 7-2, Lady Devil lead. We have never trailed today. Here comes the pitch, too high. Going to run it full, 3-2 now. Savannah Sutton, Andrews pitcher, reaches down, gets a little dirt, trying to maybe dry some of the perspiration off her hands. And it's been a mild day, not overly hot, but very mild. High pop up. Is this one in play? It is. And the catcher grabs it, so that's going to be out number 3. We've played 6. We go to the top of the 7th. Our Lady Devils up 7-2. We'll be back. Fans, welcome back. Here we go in what we hope is the decisive 7th inning here. Our Lady Devils with a 7-2 lead. Andrews 3 outs away from going home with a loss. And a win today would equal last year's win total for our Lady Devils and really be nice here on Senior Day, especially for Caitlin Dills, who had 2 big RBIs, a big hit in this 7-2 lead. But hey, we're still playing. This one is not in the books yet. Swing and a miss. That's going to be 2 strikes, and I'm sure Taylor Day bearing down maybe a little harder, trying to keep Andrews from the comeback here in the final inning of regular play. Ground ball to second base. Good play over to first base. Good job making it look easy over there as Sydney Call for out number 1. So making it look easy. That's what good players do. Getting ready to hit now for Andrews is going to be Hannah West. That was the ground ball off Melinda Wilkes with the out for Andrews. And here we go. The windup and the throw. Swing and a miss for a strike. On deck for Andrews is going to be Tiffany Holloway. Again, nobody on, 1 down now and a strike. As Taylor Day back on the rubber with the pitch. Oh, did the bat come around? And yes, they're going to say it did. That's going to be strike 2. It was obviously not a check swing as the bat come too far around, even though the pitch was in the dirt. 2 strikes, 1 out. And again, that big 7-2 score. That one in the dirt for sure, coming in on the hop. But again, good job behind the plate today by catcher Callan Brown, who's had a really solid day. Good defensive catcher. Callan, one of those juniors on this junior-dominated team. 10 juniors on the roster. Ground ball back to the pitcher. This one is going to be an easy out number 2, so Taylor Day gets it done, helping her own cause. Now Andrews down to their final out. And let's see, after Hannah West grounded out, if Tiffany Holloway can keep Andrews alive here with 2 out on the top of the 7th. Nobody on. And we hope to have some words with head coach Toby Burrell on the postgame show coming up here in just a few minutes. And again, don't want to be presumptuous. High hopper right up the middle, and good play over there right behind second base. But you could see that coming. That was going to be a base hit no matter what. As Sydney Call did a good job getting over there and keeping it in the infield. But that's just a base hit off the bat of Holloway. Now it's going to be Morgan Mashburn hitting for Andrews. Mashburn struck out last time. And so far today, unofficially 7 strikeouts for Taylor Day. A windup. Pitch in for a strike with 2 out. Our outfielders now backing up a little bit. Out there in center field is Briar Buchanan. She drops back. Ground ball foul off the first base side. So quickly 2 strikes and 2 outs. 1 strike away from giving our Maroon Devils a 7-3 conference record. That would be 8-5 overall. Again, equaling last year's win total with, let's see, how many games do we have left? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 games left after today, including that doubleheader at Rosman. They're having a good season. Rosman 6-3, tied with our Lady Devils. Pitch gets through a little bit, and Andrews with a runner down at second now will run the count to 1-2 with 2 out. But again, conference standings, Hiawassee Dam 9-0 in first, Robbinsville at 7-3 in second. Rosman and our Lady Devils tied for third at 6-3, followed by Hayesville and Andrews tied at 6-5. Ground ball to first base. Oh, off the glove. Second baseman can't make the play. And, oh, doggone it, Andrews refusing to say die. just couldn't come up with it. That was well hit. That ball was well hit now, so Andrews starting to make some noise with runners at first and second and 2 out. And coming to the plate now for Andrews is going to be number 14, and that's going to be their leadoff batter, Kinsey Gunner, who had a single last time up. She's been on a couple of times today with a walk and a single. Pitch in, throw down to second. It's in time. That runner's out, and this game is over. Andrews just couldn't beat the strong arm of Callan Brown, even though there was a runner at third base. She fired on down to second. The runner is out. This game is over, and our Lady Devils win 7-2. We hope she's going to be okay as Morgan Mashburn sliding into second base, shaking up a little bit out there. And again, we hope she's going to be all right as they go out and attend to her. Fans, stay tuned. We'll come back. We'll hear from Coach Toby Burrell on the postgame show after this timeout. Hi, everybody. Welcome back on the postgame show. Our Lady Devils coming up with a big win here this afternoon, 7-2 over the Ayers Wildcats. Joining us now is our only senior today, Caitlin Dills. And Caitlin, I got to ask you, did you feel a little lonely walking out there today on senior day? I mean, you're the only one, you know?
Yeah, it was a little lonely. In basketball, there was 3 of us, so it was a little different. But I feel a lot more at home here.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it couldn't have happened at a better time when we were talking about that. It had to be a special day for you because you had that big double, 2 RBIs. They had come back to make it a 3-2 ball game, and then you knocked in 2 runs. And on senior day, that had to feel pretty good.
Yeah, and if it's really helpful because I've been in a rut here lately, so hopefully I'm getting out of that now.
Well, there's a lot of softball coming up. You know, we got Murphy coming up on Friday, and then 3 games next week, and then 2 games the week after that. So maybe it's your time to be in the groove, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations, and we're proud of you for being our only senior today on senior day.
Thank you.
All right. Also, to my right here is a lady who pitched a fantastic ball game. And, Taylor, I tell you what, you were cutting them down. I think you had 7 or 8 unofficial strikeouts today. Was it feeling good out there for you in the circle?
Yeah, it feels good to know that I have my team to back me up if they get hits and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, we talked about this, too, during the game. It seemed like for both teams, there were so many balls hit just over the infield that kind of dropped in. I mean, nobody could get to them, and I know that drives pitchers and outfielders and everybody crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It just, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. But
Yeah. And they had some of those, but we had some really big hits today, so you had to feel good when our girls were hitting the ball.
Yeah, I did. I felt real good about that.
So any words of advice for the senior to my left here for Caitlin as she's playing her last few games here in the maroon and white?
I just want her to know that we'll miss her and just keep doing good like you did tonight.
Hey, and she did great, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, ladies. Big win today. Glad to have you on the postgame show, so keep up the good work against Murphy on Friday.
Thank you.
All right. Again, congratulations, Caitlin, on senior day.
Thank you.
And we'll get Coach Toby Burrell coming over here in just a moment. I know he's also busy with some post-game activities, but congratulations, ladies, on a big 7-2 win. As Coach Burrell this is the only time today I've seen him running, so he must be happy. But sorry to turn my back to the camera, but way to go, ladies. Coach Burrell, big win today, 7-2, and always good to win on senior day as we talk to Caitlin, so you have to feel good too.
Oh, we do, and Gary, I couldn't be more pleased with our effort. The kids played so well and so hard, and we felt like really and truly the week before our break that we'd come together as a team, and we were starting to not only play relaxed but enjoy it. And I think that showed tonight. The kids were real relaxed in what they did, but they still had a sense of urgency, which is that balance you really want to find where it's not just goofy. I mean, they had fun. They were laughing, but they were having fun competitively. And we talked about that a lot this year. And we'll say a lot today about what Caitlin's done for us, but that's what she's done for us. We talked about reestablishing our culture as a softball program, which is how we started 15 years ago with me. And that was the way we started. We had fun out here. We played for each other. We played hard the whole time, and we were coachable. And that's what this team does, and it's just them taking leadership from her. Yeah. She's done a phenomenal job. I couldn't be more tickled with her performance tonight, being able to get that key hit. That was huge for her. She had a solid game defensively. I'm sure she didn't think she did, but she did. Yep. And, I'm just tickled to death for her. She's meant so much to our kids.
Yeah, and she had a fabulous game. And Coach, you're right. This was a lot closer game than that 7-2 score indicated. We were up 1-0, and then it was 3-2. So I mean, this was a battle, wasn't it?
It was a battle, and we knew that coming in. Most people will think, well, Andrews is Andrews, and they're not very good. That's not true. They've got a very good ball club, and it was no fluke when we went over there and they beat us. We didn't feel we played well, but that doesn't matter. They played well, and that's what matters in their book, and we played well tonight. I think the kids had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder over that loss, and they felt like they'd let that one get away from them a little bit, and so they wanted a little redemption. And so it's a good win, but you're right, it was a lot closer throughout. There really wasn't a whole lot of breathing room until Caitlin had her double, and then things opened up a little bit. But Taylor was so dominant on the mound, we felt like, you get some of those games sometimes where one might be enough. The way they're pitching, and she had probably the best game of the season for her in terms of her velocity and her accuracy with the strike zone. And we were able to do things that we haven't been able to do all year. We were throwing some curveballs, and we were doing some change-ups, and that's a byproduct of her getting ahead in counts and us not being 3-0 and having to throw strikes instead of walks. And she did a good job. I thought her mental approach, which is the big key always for Taylor, was dead on today. I told Tony in the newspaper there that we may need to play at 6 all the time. If Taylor gets her mental attitude right about that might be our game time from now on. But I thought it was a good game. We had a lot of key hits there. I felt like Sydney and Shaney back to back there in the first inning really set a tone. Grace and Aaron were trying so hard to get on base. They were actually trying too hard. And then Sydney and Shaney come up there and just relax and wrote doubles, and that set a tone for us, and everybody kind of relaxed after that, and we got into it. We actually play a little bit of a game in practice, and the kids have teams, and their game is which team hits the most gaps in batting practice. So it kind of turned into that for a little while, and they were accumulating points, which is what they do in the game. So they were happy with that they were getting points while we were playing too. But that's just all part of the fun mindset that we try to set for them, a fun, competitive way. And Alicia come in off the bench there with a big hit there in the 6th inning, and we had that planned out because Gabby was on third, of course, and in scoring position. Alicia, with her hitting ability, is a little more in tune to being able to drive that run home than Erin is with her slapper ability, and she did a great job. If that pass ball hadn't got by, she'd have got an RBI out of that. So she did what she was supposed to do, and we got another little rally going there. But through and through, all the way through, great team effort on our part.
Coach, that's what makes it fun. I think, as you mentioned, so many players contributed today on Senior Day. That makes it fun, and I know that had to make Caitlin feel pretty special.
Well, I hope it did. They were giving her a hard time there about opening her gifts. She hadn't opened her gifts yet. They wanted her to open her gifts. So I think at this point what they're doing is just sport for them. They're trying to make her cry as many times as they can today. And she's already cried twice. So if we could get her through the rest of this without crying again, we'll be all right. But they love her. Our team was the happiest they could have possibly been that she hit the ball that drove in those 2 runs. I don't think they could have been any happier if they'd have done it. So, but she just meant so much. Like I said, for our program, she gets it. She's been here 4 years. She understands what it's supposed to look like when things are going well. And she's been on the flip side of that, and she does a great job heading problems off for us as a coaching staff that we don't even have to address.
Coach, congratulations, good win. A lot of softball still to go though, so a lot of work coming up, right?
Yeah, we got Murphy at the end of this week, and their record is what their record is, but it's still Swain and Murphy, and it doesn't matter. A win over us would be delightful for them, and we would relish beating them as well. So I hope everybody will come out for that one and support us. We don't know if it'll be Thursday or Friday yet. We're trying to watch that weather system to move through and get that one in. And then we go on the road for the rest of the season, and it's a tough road to hoe. But I like our odds with this team. I'll take this team, and we'll go compete.
No question. Fans, again, a big win today on Senior Day. Our Lady Devils winning 7-2 over the Andrews Wildcats. Thanks to Megan Nations for doing a good job on the camera. I'm Gary Ayers saying so long here on the Maroon Devils Network.